Myra Goldenwood says something that is stuck with me. He said, there are millions of people who would love to buy whatever it is that you have to offer if only they knew that you existed. So here's the question that I have for you. How can they know that you exist if you're not creating content? I know what you're thinking. You need more experience, better equipment, or more followers. But none of this is true because while you're waiting to feel ready, your competitors aren't. They've become the magnet attracting the clients you could help. They've become the go-to face in your marketplace. So I'm going to be real with you if that's okay with you. You're not creating content because of a festering belief keeping you invisible, and it's costing you clients. So in this video, we're going to fix that, right? Yeah, like there's no need to fear. Jadarius is here. Now, every day that you social distance from the camera like the COVID days, you're pushing yourself further away from the business you say that you want. And every time you tell yourself that you need more experience, better equipment, or more followers, you stay stuck relying on cold outreach. I don't know not one person who likes and enjoys cold outreach. There's so much I would much rather do than some cold outreach, but I digress. You stay stuck relying on that cold outreach or hoping referrals come through just to keep things afloat. I'd even bet you're burning the midnight oil just to keep your business running. You're working hard, but not getting the results that you expect. So it feels like you're fighting waves that never stop coming. And deep down inside you, you feel it and it's uncomfortable. And it's because it's not like you haven't thought about creating content. You have. You've imagined what you would say in the type of videos that you would post. You've probably even recorded some videos that are sitting in a vault right now, never to be seen. So let's be real. It's not your camera that's stopping you. It's not your work ethic that's stopping you because you work your butt off. And it's not your skill that's stopping you. It's what you believe about yourself. That's what's stopping you. Deep down inside, you don't see yourself as the person who can show up confidently and attract the clients you actually want. So you keep building your business the hard way. And unfortunately, it leaves you like a gas tank on E. I know this because I live this. I didn't see myself as the kind of person who could show up confidently and speak in front of a camera. Every time I turned it on and press record, my mind wouldn't blink. My mouth wouldn't move. So I would turn that camera off and I would lie to myself and I would say, you know what? I'm going to just record this video tomorrow. But tomorrow turned it to next week. Next week turned it to next month. Next month even turned it to next year. And before I knew it, the same video I did that I had started on day one still wasn't recorded. Or even worse, I recorded it, but it became a prisoner in my gallery, never to be seen and released. And can I be transparent with you? I wasted 827 days like this, all because of a belief that had a grip on my neck the moment the record light came on. So I told myself stories that I was an introvert who didn't want to be seen, which made no sense when you want to be known for your voice. I thought I was an imposter because I was young and I felt like I didn't have enough life experience. I even worried about being judged to the point where I would literally go on social media and block my family to prevent them from seeing the videos that I was eventually going to post. Like, isn't that crazy and wild to block your own family members on social media? But looking back, none of these were the real problem that I had. The real problem was this. I didn't see myself as the kind of person who could be seen and still be valued for what I had to say. Now, when you waste 827 days waiting to feel ready to create some content, oh, you have more than enough time to do some reflecting. And I noticed something. I had never really experienced regret before, but I could feel it slowly creeping in, like a quiet pressure building over time. And I realized it was regret because I started to feel guilty for hoarding value that could have been shared with others. There were things I knew, things I could have said, and people who I knew I could help. and I was keeping all of it locked away in my mind. And that's when I knew something had to change. What I had to share was more important than how I felt. Because if I kept locking value in the vault of my mind, I was going against my own morals. And that's when it clicked for me. The problem wasn't that I didn't know how to create content. The problem was that I was waiting to feel like the person who creates content instead of becoming that person by taking action. Because that feeling you're chasing, it doesn't come before you act. Confidence is built through action. You don't become that person by waiting. You become that person the moment you decide to show up. And here's where most people get stuck. It's not that you don't want to show up. Is that there are two versions of you that are at war. There's the version of you that knows that you have value, that knows you should be creating content, and that knows you can help people. Oh, but then there's this other version of you, the one that doesn't believe you're ready yet, the one that keeps telling you to wait, to get more experience, and to do everything else except press record. And every time those two versions collide, the one you believe the most wins. So instead of taking action, you try to think your way into confidence. You try to motivate your way into confidence. And you stay busy doing everything else because it feels safer than showing up. But none of that works because confidence is not built by waiting. It's built by doing the very thing that you keep avoiding. And every time you don't show up, someone else who needs you finds someone else. Think of confidence this way. Confidence is a muscle. You don't build it by thinking about it, and you don't build it by watching other people do it. You build it by putting in those reps. Now, at first, it's going to feel uncomfortable and unnatural and awkward and forced. But every time you show up, you get a little stronger. And over time, what once felt unnatural starts to feel normal. You stop overthinking. You stop hesitating. And eventually, you don't even feel like you're talking in front of a camera anymore. You just show up as yourself. But you only get those reps when you're willing to be seen before you feel ready. Now, I know that feels a little counterintuitive. You feel like once I get ready, then I'll show up. But that's not how confidence works. You have to force yourself to be uncomfortable. This should help you. Let me show you what it looked like when I first started.
Your greatest fear carries your greatest growth. I have found that the things that I normally feared is what helped me grow the most.
It took me 827 days just to press record on that video. And what you saw wasn't confidence. That was a decision. I got tired of the wrong version of me winning the war. So here's what I want you to do. Not next week, not when you feel ready, but today. I want you to press record and post one video. Not a perfect video, not a polished video. Just one. Because the goal right now isn't to impress anyone. Actually, the goal is never to impress anyone. It's to prove to yourself that you can show up. And if you're sitting there thinking, I don't even know what to post or what to say, I've already handled that for you. I got you. I've put together something called the First 3 Videos Blueprint. It walks you through what videos to film so you don't overthink it. You just execute. Because confidence doesn't come from thinking about it. It comes from doing. So go grab that and go get your first rep in. Stop waiting to feel like that person because that feeling isn't coming. You become the person the moment you decide to show up.
If you're ready to take control of your life and develop that confidence that you've always been waiting for, then these 2 videos will help with that.